ICU occupancy for COVID-19 continues above 50%, and coronavirus cases on the island continue to increase. Here in Teleislas News, we will show you how is the COVID situation in the islands.
The National Institute of Health in its daily report did not present cases of COVID-19 for the archipelago. However, the death of a 61-year-old male was registered due to the virus. Data from the departmental government show a total of 147 active cases throughout the archipelago, 142 in San Andres and 5 in New Providence. Teleislas News was able to learn that the neighborhoods with more cases of coronavirus are Guinea Hen, San Luis. Teleislas News was able to learn that the neighborhoods with more cases of coronavirus are Guinea Hen, San Luis, Sierra Barrio Obrero, and Schoolhouse. The local government indicated that so far in the pandemic, 5,622 people have recovered, as well as a total of 112 deaths are reported so far during the health emergency. The COVID-19 intensive care unit registered up-to-date an occupation of 71%, a situation that has generated the availability of other areas of the hospital for the attention of the coronavirus. Data from the Ministry of Health as of June 8 indicates that a total of 18,891 vaccine doses have been applied in the archipelago. The local government informed that in San Andres a total of 13,001 doses against COVID-19 have been applied, and a total of 5,617 doses have been applied in Providence. The arrival of a new batch of vaccine for the island was also announced after the archipelago did not have them for several days, a situation that delayed the implementation of the national vaccine plans in the island.
And after several complaints from citizens regarding the damaged grids within the island territory, the departmental government initiated actions to fix them through the Infrastructure Secretariat. About the actions that have already been initiated, the Secretary stated the following.
The departmental government through the Secretariat of Infrastructure, with the intention of initiating a series of work to mitigate and fix some drains where the grades are in bad condition and have become attracts for passerby, has initiated a series of works tending to repair or signalize those sites to avoid events to regret.
We are in 3 processes. The first one is that we have identified the grids where there is a threat to both vehicular and pedestrian traffic. The first stage was done. The second stage, once they are identified, we start to mark them to avoid further damage. And the third stage, which is the one we are currently in. And so we are preparing a budget. We will take this budget to the contracting committee so that everything remains within the framework of the law, and then we will proceed to fix these gratings, which were not damaged yesterday and which have been damaged for a long time. And so we have already taken the necessary measures to do everything within the framework of the law.
According to what was stated by the Secretary of Infrastructure, Archibald Joseph, after some complaints from the community and the inspection of the officials of this office, a series of work consisting of signaling and repair of these sites that have become traps for pedestrians. So the signaling part has already been done, so that the next few days these places will be intervened to repair these traps and leave them passable.
The Secretariat of Finance is visiting different commercial establishments to teach the community how to identify illegal products.
A campaign is being carried out by the Secretariat of Finance against smuggling to instruct the community on how to identify legitimate or adulterated products. The Secretary of Finance, Luis Viloria, expanded the information.
En este sentido, un plan de acción tenemos para...
In this sense, it is an action plan. We have to raise awareness of young people and the community in general about the danger they run by consuming in excess.
The anti-smuggling supervisor also explained what the excise tax is about.
Este impuesto que va es el más vigilado porque es el...
This tax is the most closely watched, as it is the one that goes to health, sports, and education. Therefore, it is the most controlled. Currently, national products entering the department with more than 5% alcohol content must undergo the legalization process before the department. We are socializing with the merchants how they can know the illegal products that are in the department.
These activities will continue to be carried out throughout this year by the Secretary of Finance to raise awareness among the community on this issue.
And in other news today, the Social Development Secretariat carried out a brigade of helping people that are living on the road.
From the early hours in the morning, 6 homeless people who are registered in the database of the Secretariat of Social Development had the opportunity to receive attention in the softball stadium of the department.
The Secretariat of Social Development, by directives of the departmental governor and based on our development plan, we are carrying out an accompaniment to people who are homeless in order to talk to them and reintegrate them into social life as new beings with integrity and with a lot of desire to live. Especially with these activities, what we are doing is the following, is to sow seed of hope and tell them that we are here and that we are watching over each one of them.
On the specific attention that these 6 people received today, the secretary said,
"We are providing them with clothes. We are showering them. We are going to have a day in which we will have a lunch to commemorate them, and this is only a pilot program or a contingency plan regarding these homeless people."
The head of this office emphasized that they are waiting for specific resources to create a house for these homeless people and thus be able to provide them with a quality life.
And we continue with great news for the historical memory of our department. The Islander optometer and researcher Samuel Robinson was called to be a member of the Colombian Academy of History. Through an interview, he tells us details about this great opportunity.
Para mí es un honor.
For me, it is an honor to belong to this great school, that is, the Colombian Academy of History, since it has become a very important role. Many times people do not know about this academy, but what I learned from the time I have been trying to belong in an official way, I am very pleased because the first one who had the honor was my friend and professor Mr. Walwin Peterson. He was also a member of the academy, and obviously for me it is an honor to belong to this academy.
Robinson Davis will now have to do a research work that will later be qualified by a committee of evaluators, and with their concept, he will proceed to his swearing-in.
And a new opportunity for higher education is available for the community of Archipielago, where they can enroll until tomorrow.
A varied academic program offers the opportunity to be certified as technician and technologist. The director of SENA, Lorena Aldana, expanded this information.
Está disponible para que se...
Registration is available until June 10th. Remember that the processes of the entity are carried out through the webpage www.senasofiaplus.edu.co. In total, there are 225 places in 9 training programs in the levels of technologies, where we have 3 programs for higher education.
Likewise, the official talk about other new programs available that they are offering and the process for correct enrollment.
Tenemos también 4 programas técnicos.
We also have 4 technical programs, an auxiliary and an operator. We would like to remind you that this is the enrollment process, but in order to be enrolled, once the admission stages are passed, it is essential that you enroll by providing all the documentation. Otherwise, only the enrollment process remains.
The offer available in the call includes digital audiovisual media production, management for food and beverage establishments, tourist guidance, cosmetology, and integral aesthetics, and for the island of All Providence, the course of an operator in construction of a concrete structure.
And now let's get to know other facts that are making news in our brief news sections of today.
At the facilities of the Naval Base No. 4, the vaccination of the men and women of the National Army, Colombian Navy, and Colombian Air Force components, members of the unit attached to the Caribbean Naval Force of the department, began, applying all the biosecurity protocols and prioritizing phases. The first dose of the vaccine against COVID-19 was applied, which seeks to preserve the health of the crew members of the unit of joint action between the military forces present in the Archipelago Department. The Childhood and Adolescents Group of the National Police carried out on the island of All Providence the campaign Eyes Everywhere, which seeks to prevent sexual and commercial exploitation of children and adolescents in the island territory. The uniformed personnel provided information to the community about the different modalities used by criminals to attack the integrity of children, what should be done to prevent the crime, and the socialization of the channels of denunciation. The Secretariat of Social Development conducted an awareness socialization campaign on family issues for the formation of seabeds with the community from different sectors of the department to be part of the Community Social Council of the Family. This in order to promote the regulations that seek to establish the creation of the Office of the Family.
And now we continue with the weather forecast. The weather forecast for today, June 9, in the coastal area of the archipelago, the sky is cloudy. Temperature is 27 degrees Celsius with winds from the northeast direction with intensities of 21 km per hour. Humidity forecast is 80% and wind is of 70%.